Today we're gonna go over the top 5 easiest characters to use in Mortal Kombat Mobile. But before jumping in, I just want to make sure that you know that this opinion is subjective. And if you have a different one, it's democracy, okay? And if you don't agree, you can write your own opinion in the comment section. Now that we got everything into account, let's jump into the video. In the top 5, I was very confused, and this is why I put 2 characters at the same place, okay? And first things first, we have MK11 Sindel. This character is so broken due to her passive and also her scream. Her scream can interrupt any opponent from close distance at any time. Whether the opponent is going to do a combo, you can interrupt it, but it does not count for specials. Now, apart from that, Sindel's got the craziest combos from which you can take that special attack number 2. So combined with all that, you can use the first combo enter and also chain it with a special 2, which will grant a lot of damage. You can also do it while tagging it, because when she tags it, she applies shield break to the opponent, and if you have 2 bars of power, you can deal extreme damage to the opponent. Now, you can also do that special 1 after getting the first combo enter, but that's not worth it because her special 2 does a lot more damage. According to her passive, she's got 3 times per match at the moment of her choice to counterattack enemies' basic attacks with a move that applies stun. Apart from that, Sindel's screen applies weaken to the opponent, which is kinda cool, I guess, and MK11 Sindel has 50% chance to apply shield break for any special attack that the opponents are dealing. So this whole passive is broken, but you know what's more broken? Her gear set. So the basic rare gear grants her 2 additional screams, and her brutality set, it is goated, especially the rare gear, which grants basic attacks unblockable chance and a ton of debuffs that you could apply during the combo enter. So not only you're gonna apply weaken to the opponent, but as you can see in the video, I managed to apply fire on top as well, and the combo is so long that you can basically generate a lot of power. So counter attack for 5 times. This is so ridiculous. Everybody can use this character, and even at Fusion 0, it is very efficient. But once again, this video is not about how efficient and also how broken these characters are, but how easy are they to be used. So yeah, our number 5, Sindel, definitely has this pod, considering she's got the most ridiculous stun ability, okay? And I think these are the reasons that convinced me to put Sindel in the number 5 spot. So we have the stun ability, which is a part of her passive, we have the gear set, and last but not least, the combo winners from which you can chain the special attack 2. So let's move on to the next character, which is Ace of Knaves, the Joker. Now, as soon as he starts the battle or tags in, he can choose from 3 different decks, which are Gritting deck, Venom deck, and a Buzzer deck. Now, all these 3 different decks have a different effect to the opponents. The Buzzer deck drains the power and deals electrical damage, which is damage over time. The second one, Gritting deck, disables the specials and a chance to disable the equipment, I guess. And the Venom deck deals additional damage and the opponents have a juicy chance to miss. Why I'm saying juicy, maybe that's 100%. I don't care, boys. Every single time I'm getting a Venom deck in my face, I cannot hit the Joker, okay? The deck is OP due to the fact that it can throw them over and over again. So you can generate some more power, just throw a card and then do some more combos, throw another card, and boom, you have a special attack number 2, which is unblockable and applies stun. So judging by the fact that it is unblockable and the power can be generated so fast, I consider this character literally no skill. You can spam those decks like there's no problem and disable the opponent's specials and also their healing. So this is why I consider that the Joker is by far one of the easiest characters to use. So in the past, he was really broken because you could have interrupted the opponent's combos. But right now, the developers heard us and they really saw that the Joker is really broken when you're facing against him. And getting interrupted is so rude, so they kind of fixed him. Now, he's a little bit less OP, but still brain dead. Throwing them decks over and over again and the cards applying the debuffs, just reducing the hell out of the regeneration. It is so sick. Special attack number 2, apply snare with his gear, which is the easiest gear to obtain, I guess. His passive is all about his dex, but as far as for his synergy, it is one of the lamest ones because each time his teammate dies, Joker gets excited and restores 25% of his health, but the special 2 all alone makes his character brain dead, and the dex, once again, they're so stupid. Now that we are done with the top 5, we're moving into the top 4, which things are starting to get really heated. So in the top 4, we have the one and only MK1 Geras, aka BBC. In case you don't know, where does he have this name BBC? Well, it's from his passive. So with his ability, he can interrupt the opponents by just pressing on the screen, and you can cancel it out. Now we have a 5 seconds cooldown, which is not that long. Trust me, you can pop it over and over again. Now, why is this ability so special besides the fact that you can interrupt the opponents? Well, you regenerate health to the whole MK1 team, including Geras. You have 50% damage reduction. And apart from that, you can spam the basics and keep that regen on for like years, okay? This is disgusting. In case you didn't manage to see BBC when he was first introduced into the game, I just let you know that he was literally impossible to be killed because the AI was so foul with that BBC passive. It kept popping it, and the fact that he was a boss in some towers really makes it questionable. Yeah, bro. Trust me. I mean, the BBC popped in. My boy, Joker. Oh, this shit. Alright, the BBC is really popping it. Yeah. Feel it in my bones right now. Like, my boy, please stop regenerating. No! I died. That's cringe. Hold this. Stop bombing that BBC, bro. I got snared as well. That's cringe. I cannot beat that BBC, bro. It's fucking regenerating. I cannot do shit. My boy, please. I yoinked that guy like it's nobody's business. Shield, miss me with that. God, he got snared as well. Now, his passive is so long, okay? Now, the only thing that you should know about him is the BBC hourglass thingy that you can activate over and over again. The dust storm, which starts when you tag out. And as far as for the synergy, he's broken, okay? All the team members have 30% chance to reflect the debuffs. His special attack number 2 was a grapple. I might be wrong, but right now they changed it to attack. So even though he throws the opponents in the air, it also grabs them and just finishing them up with an RKO. It is still not considered a grapple. I think they changed the title to say attack instead of grapple. But yeah, just using the passive over and over again, getting the health back, getting the reduction, even through the shield break, I couldn't get any damage on myself. This is so illiterate. Everybody can use BBC at any time. You can use the craziest power gen setups to pop the hourglass and also get the health back, interrupt the opponents. Nah, I don't have anything to say about my boy. Look at that. He's so thick. That's basically the definition of MK1 Geras. He's so thick. Apart from the hourglass passive, BBC has a very interesting playstyle. So if you do not land a block breaker, you can actually push the opponents, and if they're not quartered, you can spam the basics over and over again. You can cancel also the combo hitters so you don't get frame disadvantages. So the hourglass passive combined with the basics and also the combo hitters make this character so OP and brain dead to use. Literally a 5-year-old kid can use BBC and don't have any problem. Now, we're done with the top 4 and we're moving into the top 3. A lot of people would hate on me that I put this character in the top 3, but we have Darkest Night, Noob Saibot, everybody's nightmare. So as soon as he tags in, he lands an unblockable attack and applies madness to the opponent. The madness debuff, if it expires, you can get a minion from which you can either get yourself saved from a knockout, or you can actually summon a puppet and just do a lot of damage. This puppet has a chance that the opponent will miss against 2 and has unblockable chance as well, so it does not get the unblockable chance from the gear. Although all the members from Darkest Night Noob Saibot's team have immunity to target attacks, the clone does not get the immunity. Okay, so keep that in mind. His special attack 2 does a truckload of damage. As you can see from his passive, he can choose 4 different effects with his special attack 2, one of them being Madness. So the Madness, as I said in the beginning, he can get more damage on the opponents, and as you can see, the puppet has 50% unblockable chance and 25% that the opponents will miss. This is so sick, especially if you're pairing this character with 2 more Netherworld teammates. You're gonna get 1 more sacrifice per minion. So this character, top 3, definitely deserves it, and I hate him so much. I almost forgot to mention that the opponents can tag out while having the Madness debuff on them. So in order to keep it, guess what? My boy tags it, and if you pair him up with some Power Jet gears, you can immediately chain a combo and do a special one right off the bat and apply snare, because the special one has the snare effect to the opponents. So this is why this guy is so easy to be used. Now we're moving on to top 2, which is going to be MK11 Scorpion. Now, hear me out. This has been the GOAT for years, since 2019, I guess. I mean, Scorpion has been one of the most OP characters in the entire game, and at the same time, the easiest to be used. You know why? It's mainly because you don't need unblockable gears for him or some themed gears in the towers to defeat the opponent. Due to his special one, which if you achieve 90% plus, you can chain an infinite combo. Yes, that is right, an infinite combo. Even at Fusion Zero, everybody can do it, but it does require a little bit of skill, because if you have, let's say, a lag device, you cannot get that 90% plus on that special one every single time, so this can suck. However, you can chain a special one after the first combo, so you can tap 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 and then hit a swipe and do a special one. You can do the same thing with the second combo, or you can cancel it out and do a special one right off the bat. But trust me, everybody who gets their hands on MK11 Scorpion, they already know what they're dealing with. The only downside of this character is his special 2, which has a lot of frame disadvantages if the opponents are gonna get killed. But other than that, Scorpion is by far one of the greatest characters introduced to Mortal Kombat Mobile, and one of the easiest ones to use as well. So, just do a tap tap tap, hit a swipe, do a second combo, and then a special one, achieve 90% plus, get that crushing blow. Just wait a little bit until Scorpion is gonna approach to the opponent, and do the same thing over and over again. Now, if you're gonna face some Sindel, as I'm getting in the video, or any other character who can evade, you will definitely need some block breaker gears. So I definitely suggest to go with something like Shintai Revenge and Taurus 6 cents for those 2 bars of power. So his passive is very straight to the point. He applies fire dot to the whole team once he starts the match or tags it. As far as for the synergy, it only applies to the MK11 team. Now, this is why Scorpion is mainly used with the dot team that I'm showing to you. So it's Assassin Scarlet, Ravenous Belita, and Scorpion. You tag these characters over and over again, and you can stack up the bleeds, the dots. This is why Scorpion is the GOAT and the easiest one to do, because you just need to tag it and do a special one over and over again, apply the dots, and that's it. Now that we got everything into account, we're gonna move on to the top 1 easiest, by far easiest character to use in Mortal Kombat Mobile, and the best since 2025. That character is American Treasure, Homelander. Boy oh boy, do I even need to talk about his basics? You already know that nobody can touch him. So, He's pretty fast in my opinion, but Goro actually managed to interrupt me. Like, Goro is by far one of the craziest AIs I've ever seen in this game, but as you can see, you can defeat every single character with just the basics, which is so sick, because his combinators allows him to chain that combo over and over again without using any specials, which does not apply to Scorpion. That's the deal. Use this character and the opponents are going to have some unblockable chance reduction. You will need to know that there is no way you could spam the basics over and over again, because something really feels off with the opponent's AI once you got the head blocked, okay? Now, the cold team doesn't exist no more because Homelander is gonna clap them opponents like there's no problem. Guess what? Special one, unblockable, and applies cripple. So much damage. And I'm not even done yet. Every single thing that my boy does is unblockable. So his special 2 applies death mark, and guess what again? It is a block breaker. Considering Scorpion's got crazy negative frames from his special attack 2. Now Homelander, on the other hand, he's got a lot of advantage. So he cannot be interrupted after using a special 2. And look at that. Even Guardian Terminator couldn't handle that special attack too. So this is battle 160 in the Twisted Tower, and I'll just show to you how easy it is to defeat this battle solo by using Homelander. This thing is not even possible with Scorpion because the time doesn't allow you, but with Homelander, as soon as he tags in, look at the damage applied to the thickest character in the game, Guardian Terminator. Now you can spam those abilities over and over again. Do not care about the block, because look at that special one, unblockable, baby. So make sure to pair this character with some critical hit chance boost, death mark, and also shield break if you have, and in my case some power gen as well. Now this character is OP, you already know the deal. I managed to defeat the Tower of Time in under 1 minute. He tags it, applies snare to the opponent, and he can chain those combos over and over again. I mean, look at this. This is the prime example of why this character is the best in the game. His special 2 doesn't have the same disadvantage as Scorpion does, and his basics are so foul. You can spam them over and over again, as I said. Special 1 unblockable, special 2 unblockable. It is the best character in the entire game. Now his passive is really long. What you need to know is that as soon as the battle starts, you have an arch enemy debuff and parental figure buff for your teammate. The arch enemy is going to deal normal damage to Homelander, but everybody else 50% less damage. The parental figure would increase Homelander's special 2 chance to be lethal by 33%, and once that parental figure is going to be dead, guess what? My boy tags it and does like 10 million damage. The craziest character in the entire game, and what's even more crazy, it's this foul animation. Dog! Now, with the last minute remaining, I just want to thank you for the amazing memories created in 2025. It was really a journey that I enjoyed, walking around with you guys, giving all the support in the comments. It was a blessing. I'm gonna say it like that. And I wish you a happy new year. Hope you're gonna have a lot of fun in the next one, because you already know that here on our channel we'll always have some fun. And with all seriousness and all kindness in the world, I wish you a happy new year. Go grab some cake, the presents, gather around with the family, and we'll see you later in 2026, baby.